I'm going live a couple of minutes early. Hi, everyone. I was rushing around and I sat down and it was 4:55. I'm so sorry. I'm in a slightly different place, so I wanted to see what it looked like. And I know someone, don't remember who told me this, but they told me that I could get this other software and start the live stream early and make sure the lighting was right and all of that. And of course, that's just a little bit above my pay grade. So I haven't done that. I need to, obviously. Hello, everyone. Let me just get things out of the way, some of which are important. I'm not even supposed to be on yet, so I'm just getting situated. Talk amongst yourself. My girlfriend Linda, you remember from Lubbock, wrote today and said that her acupuncturist, I don't know whose acupuncturist, recommended Manuka honey on a bite. I guess that's a bug bite or something. Hello, moderators. Thank you so much for being here. I did not confirm with you, and I appreciate your vigilance. Thank you. Your dedication and vigilance. I appreciate that. Hi, Cheryl, Patricia, Haffy, Matt from Boise. Oh my gosh. I wish I could get my son to tune in. What's it like in Boise right now? I'm just checking for ticks. I was just outside. I dropped there's always some like really little thing on any device that is critical, but is so easily lost, and if you lose that, then the whole big device is like doesn't work as well. And I was outside filming, wanted to just tell you, yes, I've tuned in a little bit early. Hopefully you'll catch up later. Anyway, somewhere I dropped the little it's called a windscreen. It's also called a dead cat. Well, on a camera, the fuzzy thing on a microphone is called a dead cat in the profession. I'm not sure what the technical name is. Windsock, I guess. Anyway, the little microphones have these little black foam balls that probably cost about a quarter of a penny to make. And they only send you one. Isn't that interesting? You order this whole big microphone kit and they only send you one of those. I lost it somewhere out in my big yard filming this afternoon. I'm just chatting everyone before it's time to tune in. We have people joining, 39 have joined. Thank you so much. I have some big plans I want to discuss, get your feedback on, and everything once we get settled. I've got where to go. I have these gnats because, I've got all my trays back here. By the way, I could turn that down. This is the beauty of these lights. I keep talking about these lights, is I can just control the brightness. There we go. Not quite so bright. And because I have these plants in this room, which is my dining room, which is it's serving as my office temporarily until I get my office set up. But now I have to get my office set up because I've got to do my taxes. So I've got to get my big computer finally set up. I've been working off my laptop the whole time I was in the apartment. No, I take that back. Part of the time I was in the apartment, I had both. You probably recall I had both. Oh, there was a pair of doves. And ever since I've been traveling, my computer has not been set up. So I put one of these. I was looking for something somewhere I could stick around my computer, and I'm going, well, what am I going to put this little thing in? And I saw this half a lime that was sitting over there drying out, and it's perfect. It's like a little boat with a sail. But I have killed 2 or 3 gnats with my hands, and this hasn't gotten anything. So I don't know what the problem is. Welcome, everyone. It is 5:01, and I am so grateful for you joining. You have 50 of us so far. Thank you for joining and tuning in. I am coming to you. I'm Kaye Kittrell, and I'm coming to you live from Middle Tennessee, which is, they say, is one big rock with a lot of water. And that's proving to be true in my yard. But I do have some good soil. And what we discovered when Barefoot Farmer was back this past week, if you don't know who Barefoot Farmer is, that's his, I don't know if that's a professional name, but I mean, it's the name he uses on Instagram and Facebook. So I guess it is. Jeff Poppin is a biodynamic farmer in Tennessee. He's got quite a large organic farm, and he consults. He does consultations. So he came over and he brought me a scoop of his compost, which I'm expecting great things from. And he brought me 3 little cherry trees and onion sets and onion bulbs, little onion sets, and then the actual live plants, all of which I have to plant. And he discovered while he was here that the soil below in my lower yard is really good, and there's a lot of it. And I think what's happened over time is the soil has washed down this hill in front of the house and is collected in the like that. What my front yard kind of starts out, it's kind of flat. It's actually flat over here, and then it starts and then the house is up here and it comes down. I don't know if you're seeing this backwards or forwards. But anyway, on the left side, looking at the house, it's flatter, and that's where I'm putting in an big annuals garden. And then it starts sloping kind of like this until it gets down to the driveway. And it's pretty much of well, you've seen it if you watch my videos, because I filmed that little section quite a few times. And what has happened is all the soil has rushed down over the centuries. I don't know, centuries, not centuries. Over the last 50 years, I guess, 88. Yeah, they built this in 88. And who knows how much landscaping was done to create this. I don't know. So it's gone down there. So it's quite deep. I mean, he stuck a shovel that deep and it was just all dirt, no rocks. So, I mean, I'm sure we're going to run into some rocks somewhere. But since he was here, the whole thing about I think I talk about this in a video, so I don't want to give too much away. Let me check in and see who's here. We've got 27 likes. Don't forget to hit that like button if you would, please. 2 Cheryls with us today, of course, Cheryl Chapman and Cheryl Flowers. Let's see. And Emmanuel is here from Ultimate Gardening. How many subscribers do you have, Emmanuel? Jack is here. Jack had to pull all of his plants. He's in Maryland. He had to pull all of his plants into his living room. Cheryl Flowers is such a great fan. She has watched all of my videos, some 2 or 3 times. I really appreciate that, Cheryl. You're an Uber fan. That's what they call an Uber fan. Brian is here. Edwin is here from Beverly Hills. I am missing California, but that's the way it goes. Maddie's here from Iceland. Kristen is here from Pittsburgh. Kristen, do I know you? I can't remember. I have some Pittsburgh friends. And of course, Sherry Fisher moved away, and she went down to, I want to say near San Antonio. Let's see. Wait, do we have three? No, two Cheryls. Okay. Matt is 73 in Boise. You're doing spring. Fantastic. Okay. People are talking amongst themselves. That's wonderful. Coco Ono is here, of course. And live plants will do, Jack is a wealth, I should say, of knowledge. And he's still a young man. Not even 20 years old. And he knows more about gardening than I do. Last call for mugs, everybody. Late bloomer gardener or late bloomer homestead? And if you are interested in knowing how to order them, the description is below every video. Not so much the live streams. I don't always get back and fill in everything underneath for the live streams, but I do for all the others. Let's see. People seem to be enjoying 70 degree weather. That's wonderful. Let's see. Oh, I know, Edwin, you have no idea. And what is interesting is I've watched the water flow down through there and go underneath and go out the other side, but it's very hard to see any kind of stream on the other side of the rock wall. I wonder if it goes underground or something. I mean, I'm sure there's something there, but between the fence and the foliage on the other property, which is split right there, between the small lot this way and the bigger lot that way, which is owned by, I think, by the same person that owns, no, I don't know. I'm confused. Don't quote me. Anyway, there's no obvious stream going past it just sort of disappears, like pools up and disappears, and I don't know where it goes to. But anyway, we're going to talk about water. And Chris is here from Missouri. Fantastic. Speaking of Missouri, for all of you folks who, I'm sure everyone knows about Doug's accident, but Doug had a fall. Doug at Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Doug had a fall on the 16th, and it was, so he broke 3 ribs, 1 in 2 places. And I'm sure this is all out everywhere. So I don't think I'm spilling the beans because he made a video after he did it, like holding his breath. But Doug, it's all ships ahead. What's the expression? Nothing stops that guy. But he's going to have to take it easy for a little while because, ribs, there's nothing you can do except stop and let them heal. So I was pretty worried until I still am, but you're not out of the woods until you can breathe properly because you have to worry about pneumonia and all that when you I've never had a broken rib, but I was reading the comments under his video. And so many of the people were writing in saying that it had happened to them. And I thought, oh, thank God, it's just amazing we're even here. You can walk out the door and fall off your step and I did that twice when I was in my transition. I fell in, was it October? Yeah, October? No, or was it August? It was October. Yeah, because the pineapple guavas were on the ground and I stepped on one and got a bad ankle sprain and went down on that was on the right ankle. And then I went down on my left knee and my hand. Every time I fall, I always put this hand out, I guess to protect my head. And this poor joint, man, it has been hurt so many times. Anyway, and then I missed the step coming out of my apartment building. It was dusk and I turned around and the step wasn't there and I went down. So we have to be so very careful. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Let's see. Debbie is here. Debbie, I was just thinking about you like 15 minutes ago, about 20 minutes ago, because I am, hold that thought. I want to say hi to Candy. Let's see. Candy is here from the something homestead. How it jumped. I hate it when that happens. Let's see. My mobile homestead. I have a feeling that you're in an RV or something, Candy. What are you living in that you call your homestead mobile? Okay, 50s in Colorado. Okay. Just talked to my friend in Colorado a couple days ago. Miss Colorado too. But no, I don't want to ever live there again. That's over. Got to be young to live there. Mary, if you're wondering how to do up someone's name quickly, you just do the @ sign. And if it's someone in this chat, if you start typing, that name will automatically come up. So you can do @Mary, and I mean Claudia, and her name will probably come up. And then you just click on that and it'll be right there. Let's see. Sharon is here. Sharon, is your husband watching, or does he only watch the videos? We've had such great things going on with Justin. Oh, no, you don't, Denise. Well, no, you can have him for a day. You can have if he wants to. I mean, I can't speak for him. But when you say next, the work here will never be done. Okay. So he can take time off to do a project for you. But the work here will never be done. I'm convinced of that. Let's see. You're wearing a jacket, Anne? What do you mean? Is it cold? Let's see. I am letting my friend Linda on live tune in. This is a friendly place. Everybody say hello to one another. We share birthdays, we share news. Last week we talked about all the caregivers, the full-time caregivers we have in our group, and there were quite a few. That subject came up. Let's see. Want to just let, is Nancy here? Kaye? I don't know if she's tuned in. We've been texting. She's sending me the ultimate, I don't know if it's the ultimate, but she said it's very good. It's called Extreme Poison Ivy and Oak Scrub. And that she said I should have that in my medicine kit. And so I'll have to do that. Make sure a couple more people are on. And I'll just let Justin know. I'm not expecting him to tune into everything that I do here, but anyway. I know. I don't know if they're doing that, Haffy. Hello, Joshua. How are you? Let's see. Oh, every time I have a tiny little bit of an itch, I think it's a tick. No. I've got Justin all booked up. Full steam ahead. Thank you. To remind me your name, RT3 Box 6TX, because I can't do that. Where is Escanaba? I don't know where that is. Susie is here. Let's see. Connie is here from Los Angeles, my home of 32 years. Speaking of Los Angeles, I know I'm jumping around, everyone. I'm going to get to the big topic at hand any moment. But, sometimes it takes 10 or 15 minutes for people to tune in. We have 107 people that have joined us. Welcome, everyone. If you are joining this live stream for the first time, please sign in, please. If you're old enough to remember that show. I'm not, but I remember seeing it in reruns. You come in and you sign your name. Just sign your name. Hi, I'm Gail from Tennessee or whatever, or Latvia. We do have a Latvia. Let's see. Is he here? Yeah. So we have, we keep track of countries, states. So please, especially if you're just joining us for the first time, I hope you subscribe. I think you'll find something inspirational on my channel. If you're new to my channel, I was in Los Angeles in a very small garden for 8 years, almost said 6, for 8 years. And now I'm on a large property in Tennessee. Half of it is wooded, so I'm not going to be trying to develop that or anything. Oh gosh, I've got way too much to handle right here. So I'm trying to bring the existing structures up to a good level and get the cistern all working really well. That's working pretty well, but we haven't had a big rain since he got, I think, well, he's got it to a point where it could, we tried it out and we were using rainwater from the hose. But he's going to do this additional thing where he doesn't have to walk the length of the house, go around, go under the house, and go like that in order for rainwater to go over there instead of city water. We're going to try to put that over there. And and I just ordered, someone wrote me and said that I needed to get a hose link. And I'm sorry, I took a screen capture of someone's comment. By the way, I do read your comments. And I do appreciate all of your suggestions. I am still learning. I'm a late bloomer, and I'm brand new to zone 7, I guess I'm in. And so I've never had a frost. So I need all the advice and help that I can get. But anyway, I was recommended to get a hose link retractable hose. Now, I've had retractable hoses before. My neighbor in the Palisades said, oh, you've got to get this retractable hose. That lasted for about a month. I mean, that thing, you pull it out, it wouldn't go back in. I was ready to, I tell you, if you go back and you read my blog from like years ago, because I used to publish blogs on my website. This is when I had an editor and a sound editor and a composer, and I would just say, here's the script for the 5 or 7 minute video, and send it off to them. And a week later, I would get something back. And so I had a lot of time to write blogs, go out and photograph bugs and make observations and all the things that you do when you're not spending 6 hours a day editing. And so where was I? Oh, yeah. So she had said, get this, Terry, my good friend. I hope she still watches my channel. She did. And she said, you've got to get this retractable hose. And so I thought, oh, that's going to be such a time saver. I'm going to get this retractable hose. Well, it worked for about a month, and then it wouldn't go back in anymore. I was ready to just, So when this person said you should get this retractable hose, I thought, no. Really? No, I don't think so. But hey, anything to save a little time. I'm willing to at least look it up and investigate. Now, this is too high quality of a product to be on Amazon because it's not from China. It's from Australia. So she or he, whoever left this comment, said you need to get a hose link retractable hose recommended by Laura on Garden Answer. Well, I don't know anybody that's more on top of products out there than she is. So I said, I better check this out. So today I ordered one of these these Rolls Royce of retractable hoses. So I can't wait to try it out. At any rate, we have some fine tuning to do to make this rainwater from the cistern work like magic. I want to be able to go out, maybe I'll have to turn 2 levers because listen, I have to rinse out my garage or rinse off the driveway or rinse off my car or whatever, rinse off my feet, whatever. I don't want to be wasting rainwater for that. Even though this cistern holds an astounding 10,000 gallons of water, I don't want to waste it because I keep getting warned from people in Alabama and Tennessee that we're going to get hot spells and I'm going to be out watering all the time. In fact, I walked out today. I mean, it just rained, 3 or 4 days ago. And I walk out and plants are like this. And I'm going, what's your problem? It didn't rain for months in California. What do you need, water? What? So anyway, I had to get out the hose and water was city water. I didn't want to do that. But it was, he left it hooked up for city water because we needed it to clean off. Finally, Justin, and I didn't film this because I'm not going to film everything of work that we do here. It's not possible. But Justin, we cleaned out the garage, the floor anyway, and he power washed it. And we put down the black tiles. I didn't have enough, ran out. Put down the black tiles for the gym area of half of my garage and got the exercise machine and the inversion table sitting on the black tiles on a clean floor. Oh my gosh, that felt so good. So of course he had to use city water for that. I'm not going to burn through my rainwater. I had only collected about 2,000 gallons and that can go really fast. So anyway, that's the update on all of that. And let me see if there are any comments I need to respond to. And then we'll move on to the topic at hand. 86 is not bad for California, Steve. 84 degrees in Riverbank. Oh, one more rain before summer. Wait, Coco, is Riverbank in California or Texas? I forget. Kevin is here from Florida. Oh, he's got too much rain. Let's see. Winnipeg, fantastic. Hello, it just hopped. Let's see. Oh yes, once you hit 1,000 and then you hit 5,000, Emmanuel, and then you hit 10,000. It's a huge step, and you'll get there. Mernita is here from New York. I believe I saw Angie, but it jumped. Angie, if you're here, hi. Angie and I have been in touch. If you go back and you watch my trips, I have these trip playlists. And I would leave at the height of my garden in California, which is just nuts. But I had to. If I wanted to visit other people's gardens, I had to go then. And I would just take the chance everything would be okay. And, either Eric or, somehow things got watered while I was gone. But I went to Angie's in Ashland, Kentucky. We had a great visit up there. She said she's already pulled 8 ticks off of her this year. And so because I do talk about my tick, my second tick episode in my video, I'm going to hold off on an update on that today. But I just want to say hi to Vivian from South Carolina. And wait, Escanaba is an hour away from Marquette. Let's see. I have been in Upper Michigan. I've been in I want to say it's Gills Rock. Gills Rock. I had an amazing time in Gills Rock. I was extremely pregnant at the time, but it was beautiful. Let's see. Andrea is here from Andrea from South Carolina. You must be using your father's or your husband's Google address. Oh, Lordy, chiggers. Well, okay. Speaking of chiggers and ticks, I made the hard call because I just could not figure out how to put animals on my big yard. I wanted to put 2 hair sheep and let them eat all this grass. But I've got a big frontage on the road that would require a lot of money invested in fencing. And so I said, well, the grass is always going to grow later. So I'm getting it cut because I cannot risk getting bit and having these reactions all summer. So Joey and the man who works for him, I forgot his name, they will be here tomorrow, and I'm going to get everything mowed. I mean, the grass is like this. Well, you can't see it. It's knee high. And I've got so many it's like solid wildflowers. And I took a walk through today. I filmed a video. The video I've been meaning to do for 3 months. I filmed it today, and I hope to have that up within the next 2 days. I'm working on a video right now of when the trees came down. So I hope that's interesting. And if you don't know my style of filmmaking or video making, I mix it up. I do some how-tos. I do some more documentary, this is what happened during the day. And then sometimes I just do images with music. I call them like your cup of tea or your aperitif glass of wine in the afternoon kind of videos where you just sit back and for 10 minutes you just enjoy the images and the music and just forget about your cares or cares of the world for a few minutes. I think we all need that. I don't watch TV anymore, so I don't have a TV. So I think we all need that. So I hope you'll enjoy this. But this video will be kind of like that, except that I have been meaning to film why I left California. I've been meaning to do that for months, and I haven't done it. And some of you know my story, but most of you don't. So you're going to learn it in that video. So I hope you tune in and find out. So let's see. Goat Gal is here. Oh, yes. I didn't remember the name of that, but I think there is a self-blanching celery. And I did make a video about celery blanching. Actually, that video did pretty well. Although, I just had such a small garden back then, and I was just growing celery in cloth pots. It's hard. D in Texas. RT3 box 6T, Texas. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's Texas. Okay. Beach sand, Mary, is really good for celery, I was told by my neighbor long time ago. So you might want to try that. Ooh, Sherry is getting snow in Michigan this week. That's no fun. Not in April. Okay. Sharon is talking about bloodsuckers. Are you talking about chiggers? I guess you are. Or are you talking about ticks? Well, I guess you're talking about ticks. I don't think chiggers suck your blood, do they? They just get under your skin and drive you crazy. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, Happy, thank you so much. This is not something that you expect from a moderator because they are already working for you for free to moderate your videos and live streams, your premieres and live streams, I should say. But thank you so much, Haffy, for your generosity. And if anybody else cares to give me a super chat donation, the little dollar mark is right underneath the chat window. And give any amount, and it helps to support this channel. And I really appreciate it. I did it, Connie. It's filmed. I haven't even taken it out of my camera. And in fact, I walked to do some B-roll in the yard because it's so amazing. You can't even imagine the blanket. Oh, in fact, I brought some of it here. Okay. So does anybody, this is kind of limp now, but if there is one of these, I would wager that if you actually set out to count the number of these plants on my property, I bet it would exceed 200,000 or 300,000. It's a carpet of this stuff. Does anybody know what this is? I haven't had a chance to look it up, but it doesn't completely die off. There were a few plants when I got here in the winter, but now the whole thing is a carpet. There's no telling what's growing under there. And then this, I was told by Jeff, Barefoot Farmer, that's called Facilia. I haven't looked it up, but they're the cutest little, I hope they're going to get sharp for you. The cutest little lilac. Sometimes when the light's hitting them, it just looks white. And then other times it looks more lilac like that. They're very delicate. Just knocked one off. And if anybody is familiar with these, let me know. You see these on the roadside too. And I have a feeling they won't be here long because, these flowers, the various flowers come and go. And I wanted to ask everyone about this. Okay. I saw somewhere, it was on Instagram. Someone had posted some fresh dandelion flowers and they said that they used them in their balm. Well, one of these days I'm going to make balm again because I'm getting low. I used to make calendula and sweet Annie. I have a few sweet Annie flowers left. I have started sweet Annie twice and it has not come up, but I haven't given up. I'm going to try it again. Maybe it was the soil, maybe it was the container. I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm not giving up because sweet Annie is one of my favorite things. And it's the best smell in the garden, I think. But anyway, they were saying that you could put the dandelion flowers in the balm. You dry them and put them in the balm. So I went out and I collected some, and then within a day, they look like that. These things were like $50. And now they look like that. Some of you might not even know what a $50 is anymore. I mean, a $50 used to be part of our coinage. And, I don't even know if they made $50 after they removed silver, most of the silver from everything, all the coins. Did they Daryl would know, did they continue making $50 in a non-silver product? Because it's just been so long since I carried around $50 in my purse. I've carried $1 coins. Remember when those came out, the $1 coins? I've carried those sooner than I've carried the $50. Anyway, these dandelions were huge, and now they're all like, they look awful. And I can't imagine that that's going to be beneficial to the balm. If anybody knows, let me know. Okay, where are we? Evan, thank you. I agree, but this one better be good because it's expensive. But I figured, Laura should know. And anyway, anything that's not made in China is going to be more expensive. I mean, you just have to figure that. Paul and Judy in Wake Forest. Well, Judy, what you can do is one of you have your phone in your hand so that you can keep up with the chat. And that way you can like it, because you can't like it from your smart TV. I don't think. Let's see. Oh, so Goat Gal has a hose link. So she is giving us a testimonial. She loves it. Where are you located, Goat Gal? You probably just said it and I forgot already. Oh, see you, Sharon. She may have already been gone. Let's see. Oh, I was in Kalamazoo. I'm trying to think if it was 2 times or 3 times. That's where they have the 16s, 17s, and 18s of the national junior tennis tournaments. That's the biggest tournament for juniors. My son was, well, he played in all 3. He made it to all 3. I think I might have only gone to 2, and he went to 1 without me. Sorry, Daryl. No, I'm buying him a house. No, I'm just joking. I can't afford to buy him a house. Well, Dee, I have a spigot on that end of the house, and I have a spigot on this end. This is plumbed to use rainwater or city water, but you have to switch it underneath the house, which is a pain. So he is going to replumb that so that it's not difficult. I haven't got it clear in my mind how that's going to work. And then I also have one in the back. And then I have a 100-foot hose over here. And I forget how long the one is over there, but I just ordered from HoseLink a 50-foot soaker hose because we're starting my vineyard. Yes, you heard it here first. My vineyard. No, I know it's a pain to try to grow grapes here, but because you have so many diseases. Hey, Nancy, I mean Kaye. I lost my train of thought there. Let's see, what was I saying? Kaye said she's watching. Can you leave a comment? Let's see, South Dakota. Goat Gal is in South Dakota. She loves her hose link. Okay, so from HoseLink, I also ordered a 50-foot soaker hose, and I thought, okay, now when I have the rainwater hooked up, I'm going to have a little extension, and then I'm going to hook that up to my vineyard. I have 9 grapevines, and but I was instructed when I was in Texas. If you watch that was a really great video. If you like wine and you're interested in vintners, I had a great interview with a vintner in I think that's how you say it, in Lubbock, and on my travel videos from California to Tennessee, I did a whole series, shot him on my phone. And he was saying the reason that wine does so well in the high desert of Texas is because they don't have the bug pressure. I love that term. As soon as he said it, I thought, I've got to remember that. We don't have the bug pressure you have in Middle Tennessee. And I'm going, oh, I'm going to have bug pressure. Oh, I don't want bug pressure. So anyway, I know that muscadimes do well because there's a big muscadine farm, and I'm going to go down and pick those. They have a pick yourself. I'm going to go down and do that. Anyway, let's see. It's 5:39. Let's talk about what I wanted to talk about, which is the new plan, which came to me through a friend this week. I hadn't thought about it because I was focusing on things that, essentials, things that have to be fixed, things, preparations so that I could be off grid if I had to, so that I could be sustainable, so that I could function here if the grid goes down. I want to have water. I want to get that all really operational. Right now, it requires a pump. So deep South Bama. Wait, did I say that right? Mr. Tom, with am I running? No, that's Deep South Homestead and Mr. Tom at, oh gosh, I was thinking about Danny at Deep South Homestead, and now Mr. Tom wrote me from his homestead in Alabama that I had to get a hand pump because that rainwater will be offline if the grid goes down. So I'm getting a hand pump. And of course, Justin knows how to put it in. It's just amazing. He seems to know how to do everything. He ran heavy equipment for years in South Dakota while he was working for the Guard. And he's operated all sorts of heavy equipment, backhoes and track hose and everything. So, I mean, I'm so blessed. It's just, he just smiled and said, okay, here's Justin. Look at next door. You'll find what you need. It was just one of those moments. It was incredible. So I talk about this in the video that I filmed today. Is like, this place, I mean, yes, it's fantastic in some ways. It's not perfect. It is not perfect. There is a Mustang, a black Mustang, that is screaming down the road, down and back. And I literally got so angry yesterday. Was it yesterday? It had to be. Yeah, I said to Justin, we were out there, he was getting ready to go. We had been pulling English ivy for 2 hours. I had Justin up, you'll see it in a video. I had Justin up in the tree, 8 feet up in the tree, and he was asking for a raise. I said, come on down. Come on down. Anyway, it was climbing up a cedar tree is, it's not fun. And he was up in this cedar tree, and I was down at the bottom, and I was just like pulling handful. You just put your hands in this English ivy, and when you hit interconnecting, it's the English ivy, and you just start. Oh my gosh, 2 hours we're doing that. My back was breaking. And so I hear this high-pitched engine, and we have some motorcycles over here, so I wasn't sure. Here it comes, and it, for whatever reason, right here, I guess it's kind of straight, and they think, oh, here's the chance to speed up. I mean, this Mustang was going 65 if I'm sitting here. And I said, I'm not going to tell you what Justin said. But anyway, I mean, it wasn't profanity or anything. I'm just saying what he said he was going to do. But anyway, I said, he's coming back. I can hear him coming back, Justin. If you're going to do something, you better do it. and so I hear it coming back, and I start racing down the front yard. I'm tripping on this cardboard, which, by the way, was a big mistake. Never should have put that down. Oh my gosh, I put cardboard down, all this cardboard from my move. I saved all the cardboard, and we painstakingly stripped off all of this tape, most of the tape. You can't take it all off, but most of the duct tape, most of the plastic tape, we stripped off before we laid it down, thinking we would kill the grass. Okay, well, that's all scrapped. Changed. When Barefoot Farmer came, he said, he reiterated the same thing you and one other person said, Daryl, make a rock wall with a terrace. Got to do it. I got to do it. That's three strong recommendations to do this. So, what we're going to do tomorrow for the mowers is pull it in, retract some of it, up, because I'm going to do 2 terraces as it drops down, 2 terraces. So I'm going to start with the first one and then work on the second one, and this is once I have a terrace, then I can fill it in with good soil, and I'll have a 1.5 feet of soil up here, and then I can actually grow a lot more stuff. So anyway, I am tripping on this thing, and Justin says, "Don't fall!" And I got my footing, and I run on down, and he screams back that way, and I yelled. I won't repeat it. I yelled something that doesn't usually come out of my mouth, but I was angry, and I mean, that's got to stop. If I have to contact the local sheriff, that is going to stop. Okay, so what I want to talk about is this new idea is to develop the backyard. We've been struggling with this notion of trying to figure out, not notion, but trying to figure out how to direct all of this water coming down off this hillside. And while we've kept it out of the underneath of the house, was the first goal with these vents you saw in the recent yesterday's video, it still doesn't solve the problem of I have a back of my house that you don't even want to step out there. You don't want to sit out there. You don't want to do anything out there. If the ground is wet, your shoes go down in the water. The deck is not particularly nice. It was obviously part of it probably had a roof on it at one time, and maybe even screened in. I don't know. Right now, it's just the platform sitting there. And so what, Justin has informed me, he has all this backhoe and trackhoe experience. So all I have to do is rent this machinery, which we're going to get a small one. And of course, check the weights and everything. But I think I can pull it with my Colorado ZR2. So we're going to rent one of these. And, we have to draw up plans and everything. And guess what? Justin said I can do that on my computer. I'm going, great. Fantastic. You draw up the plans, you see if you can find a helper. I mean, he put out a notice for a helper. And it went out to thousands of people, on social media, it went out to thousands of people, and he got one response, one. And the guy never got back to him. It's like, does no one want to work? Okay. What do you want to do if you don't want to work? Okay. Thank God I found Justin, who loves to work. He wants to work. Fantastic. So we're going to make an inviting patio. And my question to you is, who has done that? Who has had a successful project? Do you recommend? Obviously, I am not going to spend a zillion bucks on this thing. I just got a message from Sharon regarding the lime. I want to talk about that in a second. But there's so many ways to go, and Justin seems to know how to direct the water away from it. And I have some ideas, but I thought it would be really cool to incorporate, since I have at times water coming down off that hill, to have it come down in a place I want it to come down, which would be a rock waterfall, and have either a receiving pool and then either a pump to direct it back up. So I have a waterfall going all the time, or I have it just, a dry waterfall like you would have, in your yard, that's just for a rain catchment, and then have it directed underneath this and to go out the side of the property. So some of the things I'm thinking about having, I've wanted since the beginning, was a fire pit. I just didn't know where to put it because I couldn't put a fire pit on this wooden deck, wouldn't want to. And the yard is too wet most of the time. So I haven't made a fire pit, and I want to. And so that's one thing. And then, of course, just, comfortable chairs to just relax in, to put your feet up and just lean back and relax. And of course, I don't want any kind of roof on it because I just want lights. I like lights. I've still got my Christmas lights wrapped around my trees. So I want lights. I want comfortable chairs. I want a fire pit, a table where you can sit down and eat with a handful of people, if I ever get any company, and the water. So the question is, I don't want to pour this whole thing in concrete because I've never seen a piece of concrete that hasn't cracked and look awful. So there's stamped concrete. There are my friend Amy in Georgia. She did a little area out back where she has her table and chairs, and she built a She's a carpenter. She built a little portico, or I don't know what you call it, trellis over the top of it. And she did those forms. She poured concrete into those forms and made a patio out of that. But you've still got to have some kind of foundation. And so I'm asking, what do you recommend? What do you think is great that doesn't cost too much, that looks really, really nice? Any ideas? I'm going to scroll down and see if anybody has commented on that. Let's see. Coco's gone. Yes, Cass, I am. Yes, Tracy, it certainly does. Mary is asking, I did use the at. Yes, you have to go at without a space, late, type in late, and then, or type in my name and it'll come right up. Start to type it in and it'll offer you this option, and you click on it and it will put it in there, and you don't have to type the whole thing in. I hope I've answered your question. I can ask him if he likes sweet potato pie. Yes, interesting. I want to say Karen. Did I get that right? I am of me. Is it Karen? I know. I told Justin, every time I say, Justin, have you seen the video that I said, I featured you in my video? He says, you did? Why? I said, well, it was about the cistern and I didn't even go in there. So it had to be you. You're the one that did the work. I had to feature you. He goes, oh, okay. This is the first time he's ever been on camera in his life. So he's a little shy about it. But he's starting to get the drift. And yesterday I said, I'm making you famous, you know. He's going to have all these young women like lined up wanting to marry him. That's true, Victoria. As long as it lasts. Ooh. Cheryl, what is Mr. Tom's? Is it Deep South Bama? No, I'm just mixing those two names together and my mind is not working right. Oh, that's good, Angela. But what about the diseases? That was the disease pressure that I'm so worried about. Nicole is here finally. Goodness. Thank you, Nicole, for joining. Oh, and Tony is here. Simplify Gardening, everybody. If anybody wonders, and I just want to give you some praise, Tony. If anyone looks down at the chat and you see a name that has it's highlighted and has a check mark beside it, it means you have over 100,000 subscribers. But Tony not only has over 100,000, he now has over 200,000. And that's what hard work brings. We're just talking about work. I'm telling you, if you think you're going to start a channel and not work hard, you're mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. To be successful on YouTube, you have to work so hard. I work full time, but that's not hard enough. That is not nearly hard enough. But I can't go with 4 hours of sleep anymore. I just can't. I can't function. So I'm doing the best I can. Goats. Yeah. See, goats. I understand goats. I thought about goats down here. People say, "Oh, why don't you get a couple of goats?" But goats get out. I'm told. And you got to really keep your eye on them. And I can't have that. Yes, let's see. Steve is here. Summer high temps in mid-April. My goodness. Wait, Steve, I'm trying to think where you are. Why do you have such high temperatures? J Red is here from St. Clair, Michigan. Oh, and Lori's here from Canada. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Well, that's just it. It looked we're going back to the host link. I don't see any suggestions though. Let's see. Evan says, are there any existing productive grapevines on the property? On my property, no. There was nothing growing here except the remains of a little bit of a vegetable garden, a couple of tomato plants, and I think would have been maybe a collard stem or two. But their focus was on bees, and they had a lot of beehives over there on the other side of the driveway from the raised beds. They took those all with them. I have hardly seen any honeybees. I see a lot of big bees, and I think they're bumblebees, but sometimes I wonder if they're not carpenter bees. I'm not sure. I hope they're just bumblebees. We had an interesting thing happen yesterday or day before now. It was yesterday when we were working on the garage. So first, Justin found a 3-inch spider in my shop. And I photographed it. I've got the photographs. I don't know what it is, but it was hairy and brown and black. And the legs, went really straight out and like kind of flat against the wall. It was actually hanging on that wardrobe. If you remember that video I did cleaning out the garage and those wardrobes that I'd had, and when I saw that spider on that wardrobe, I thought that wardrobe sat in my garage in California for like 20 years. And I thought it could have been full of spiders. But when I unopened it, there wasn't a spider. There was no bugs. There was no mice. There was nothing in it. It's amazing. So now it's sitting over in the shop empty, and there's this huge spider like plastered up against the outside. And he came and got me, and he said, I need to kill this. I said, well, let me photograph it. So I ran for the camera, got some snapshots. I don't even think I did any video. Didn't want to disturb it. I just wanted to identify it. And then I said, well, he said, do you want me to kill it? And I said, well, why don't you put it in a jar? Let's put it in a ball jar. And then I might take it down to, if I can't identify it, I'll take it down to the extension office. And because I've got a rapport with the guy at the extension office now, Chris, down at the extension office. And I think his name is Chris. And so he comes, I give him the jar. He goes over there. He comes back with it in it. I'm going, I didn't ask any questions how he did that. I mean, this thing was the diameter of the neck. I couldn't even find a largemouth mason jar. I could only find the smallmouth. Somehow it was in there. And so I said, well, just set it in the window in the garage, because we were cleaning the garage and everything. I just set it in the window. And then I come out a little bit later and I see this wasp. I think it was a wasp. It was all brown. And it was right by the molding on the window, kind of moving slow. And I said, Justin, come here. I said, let's put, I know this is cruel. Let's put the wasp in with the spider and see what happens. So he goes, I'm going to get stung. I said, no, you won't. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just scrape it in. And he did. And it went right in. And there was like, instantly there was like this, we couldn't even tell who was stinging who for just like about 10 seconds. And I can't even imagine what that little thing I just did is going to look like if somebody freeze frames that. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's what it looked like. These big hairy legs and this wasp and the wings and oh my gosh. And then whoosh, they went to their corners of this jar, and the spider is like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and wait and watch. And then the hornet is like, what hit me? What hit me? You know? And so I thought, oh, the wasp got stung by the spider, and the spider's just waiting till it drops over, and then the spider's going to move in and just eat it. I mean, I saw this red jumping back spider. I put this in one of my videos years ago. Red jumping back spider, which is half the diameter of this thing. And it had a yellow jacket in its mouth, dead, walking across my front porch. And so I thought, I think the spider is going to win, you know. And so I went out later and this is kind of twisted, but anyway, there's like a stink bug in the same spot that the wasp was in. Big old stink bug. It's moving kind of slow. I'm starting to think that the previous owners had sprayed out there because I got a lot of dead bugs in the windows and everything. And I said, Justin, come here. And I said, here, take this lid, just scrape it in there, and let's see what happens. So I thought, well, you know, one of them is going to eat the stink bug for sure. You know, the stink bug, all the stink bugs got is stink, right? There's no other defense. The wasp has a stinger. All spiders bite, but just some worse than others. And so anyway, later I look in there and the wasp is belly up. The spiders, all of its legs are like this now, curled up under. And I don't think that's a very offensive position to have your legs up like that. And the stink bug is on its feet. And I'm going, what happened? What happened inside that jar? And I didn't want to take the lid off I don't know if they ran out of oxygen, if they stung each other. I don't know what happened, but now the stink bug is dead too. So that's the saga of my insect story from yesterday. And I didn't do it for amusement. I really didn't, but just retelling the story, it seems amusing. But I just wanted to see what would happen because, you know, ultimately I got to kill that spider. And ultimately I'm going to kill that wasp. You know, it's either them or me. So, and for sure the stink bug has got to go. So I'm just hoping they had a chance to put out some telepathic message just to stay away from this property. Oh, let's see. Cheryl Chapman has a dwarf Meyer lemon. Those are wonderful. What else did I miss? Armuga Pandy. Let's see. Okay, I'm way behind. Yes, Evan, that's my plan. I'm just going to have a few grapevines. I'm not going to do a big thing. I would just love to have some grapes. Let's see. Yes, I said shucks. I said, shucks. Is that what you're talking about, Daryl? All right, it jumped and it's after 6. Let's see. Tarantula. Oh my gosh, I didn't think of that. Uh, Justin thought it was a wolf spider, but the wolf spider looked a little different. Let's see. Yes. The happy gardener says 8 and not a seafood menu. I smashed it and screamed like a little girl. I don't know what you're talking about, but let's see. Squeaky Val in Fountain Valley, California. Fantastic. Thank you for joining. Tracy has gone auf Tour im Garden. No, I did not. I did not bring the spider from California. It's homegrown. It was homegrown. Angie, you might be right. Yeah, everybody is saying wolf spider. And I wish, let's see. No, I can't do it. I wish I could show it to you, but you'll see it in a video coming up. I hate the Santa Ana winds in California. I never liked that. Glenna, thank you. Yes, my first pile of wood chips. My third pile of wood chips out here it got into a big mess, as you'll see. Well, you saw it in that video. Now I'm backtracking. I have to backtrack a little bit. I'm sorry about that. Hey, by the way, we got 138 people watching and only 84 of these, 139. We'd love to get that number up like way over 100. So if you're on mobile, just click off the live chat for a moment, hit that thumbs up button, and then click back onto live chat. You won't miss a thing. And it will help the algorithm of this live stream. And I need all the help I can get. Let's see. I know I missed a lot of stuff because I was talking. Teresa is here from Ramona, California. Daryl, you're really on fire today. That's funny. Oh, Country Homestead Preacher is here. Thank you. That's what I kept saying. Deep South Bama with Mr. Tom. But for some reason, I was thinking that I was running Deep South Homestead together with, yeah, thank you. Deep South Bama with Mr. Tom. I think I had that. And I just didn't have confidence that I had it. Are you talking about kidnapping Justin, Edwin? I'm sure you could pay him more than I could. Country Homestead Preacher. Let's see, Tracy. Yes, Tracy. Now, if I ever get up to your place, well, she's already gone. If I ever get up to Tracy's place, she's going to be very comfortable on camera. Okay, Squeaky Val, waterfall, meandering stream into a pond, natural walkways around the stream and pond, lots of gardens. Yeah, I'd like to do that. I also want to have, well, you see, it's just a hillside. I can't, I mentioned this in the video I shot today, which you'll see in a day or two, why I left California. I mentioned the fact that I saw the beginning of this documentary, and you'll have to watch this. If you love Judi Dench, British actress, which I do, have always loved her. She has a documentary. By the way, she has macular degeneration. She can no longer read scripts, but she's still working. Anyway, she is in a documentary right now about trees, and she says she has a 6-acre garden that's full of trees, and she walks in and they're like her friends. And I would love to have that here, but I have these woods with chicks, with chiggers and ticks and tiggers. I have chicks and tiggers out there, and I would love to have an English garden that you just walk in and have beautiful trees, and then have it all like Hugh Richards, like have or what's his name? The guy that has the huge channel with the perfect gardens. I mean, that would be fantastic. It would just be fantastic. But anyway, I don't have that kind of property. Let's see, a site map. I don't know. Flagstone. You're suggesting Flagstone? You've got a question mark. I don't know. I think I bought Flagstone, just a few of them for my little garden in Palisades. And it was so expensive. And I don't know if it's cheaper here. Let's see. So what I wanted was a waterfall into a catchment pond, and then a way to get out and a way to go over, and then a path to go out that way. And then once I get although I really hate to get that, I'm going to get a guy with a forest mulcher. Have you ever seen a big forest mulcher? It literally just mows down small trees and grinds them up all in one step. And I was going to do that over there because I've got a lot of that Bradford pear has reseeded over there. And I've got a lot of privet and just some very undesirable things. Even some of the smaller cedars, I got way too many. So he was going to mulch all that, but now I'm seeing all these this whole field. You'll see it in my video I shot today, a whole field of this stuff. And I'm thinking, do I really want to mow that down? Because if I mow it down and there's mulch left on top of it, it's going to die out. My understanding, it won't come back. I could be wrong. Anyway, I would like to have a little path that goes around the house and that goes through a little walkway through that forest area over there behind the cistern. And yeah, I can envision a lot of stuff, but the question is, what does the surface, if I manage to get a rock wall with water coming down it, what is the surface of the patio going to be? I don't want to do poured concrete because it always cracks. Everybody says so. I've never seen a concrete patio that wasn't cracked, or concrete garage. This garage is cracked. The shop garage is like that. I don't know. So what does everybody recommend? Last chance. I know there's lots of people who have done this. And I want a smokeless fire pit. And I did see some videos on YouTube about how to build a smokeless fire pit. But it looked way too complicated for me. I mean, this guy had a full-on workshop to create this thing. And I'm going, no, I have to create a smokeless fire pit without all the bells and whistles workshop. I scrolled all the way back past the wolf spider thing. Does wolf spider leave a really bad sting? Does anybody know? Let's see. I hope he sees your comment, Teresa. What auf tour im garden tour? What is your name? Remind me your name. That's funny. Yes, Angie says to share my channel because sharing is caring. Yes, it's been an hour. We need to get off. People are leaving. You're welcome, Emmanuel. Thank you for the thank you. That's nice. Deep gravel for patio. But what on top of the deep gravel? Kelly S says plastic. Plastic what? Yes, Charles Dowding. That's who I was trying to think of. Thank you, Nicole. Let's see. Oh, that's an idea, Mary. Hi, Mary. Mary's my old friend from New Jersey. She says pea gravel, then do something more elaborate in the future. And then you control the pea gravel. How? But it's always moving around, isn't it? I mean, how do you move your chairs, slide your chairs around and stuff on pea gravel? That's what I can't figure out. No, it was definitely not a Black Widow, Ed. 4-inch thick fiber concrete. I don't know what that is. I'm going to look that up. I think someone today said something about having fiberglass in the concrete. Is that the same thing, fiberglass? But is it in pieces, sections, or, like that? Or do you lay it down? How do you do that? Ooh, a painful bite. Yeah, Sherry, that's the other thing. I can just buy a smokeless fire pit without all the, having to make it. Kay, were you this nervous? What do you mean, Emmanuel? The Happy Gardener. Let's see. Are you talking about did you do stunts, the Happy Gardener? Yeah, I thought about pavers. Eric, are they sections or just pieces or do you lay it down? Oh, strips. Strips. I'm going to have to look that up. Stop, Daryl, stop. Well, I have a lot of stone on my property, but it's really rough. I mean, there's just no way to make that smooth so that you would feel inviting. I want to walk out, approach my house, and I want to see the back area and feel that, oh, that's inviting. I'm invited to go out there. Oh, fiberglass strips mixed into concrete. So you still wind up with a big concrete pad? Is that what it is? Let's see. You're welcome, Emmanuel. They make man-made flagstone with sand mortar. It's all expensive. Okay. The man-made is nice and level. It will last well, may need to replace mortar. Pavers and in gravel. Clout gangster. Hello. Metal edging. Pavers in gravel with metal edging. That sounds expensive. Anytime you start talking about metal, I think because that has to be fabricated, the metal has to be fabricated a certain shape, and I would think that would really be costly. Okay, I'm caught up on comments. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We went a few minutes over. I apologize. Thank you so much for joining. If this is your first time joining and you enjoyed it, I hope you'll subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Scroll down and click all. Doesn't always work. You don't always get notified. You have to check in, see what I'm doing. I'm going to really try hard to get caught up on editing. This tick bite kind of several trips to the urgent care last week kind of, it just kind of fouled my week and I didn't get that much editing done. And I hope to get caught up. So look forward to that. Why I Left California, that's coming up. Tomorrow is coming up, the felling of the trees. And on Wednesday, you should be able to see my first salad. I made my first salad from my own stuff, my own lettuces and stuff. And I suppose it's possible. I kind of didn't want to make it that permanent in case someone else came along and said, well, I don't want to do that. You know how expensive busting up a lot of concrete can be. Otherwise, I would re-pour the concrete in my shop. Oh, that sounds good, Happy. Good night, everyone. Compacted gravel right up to the front steps. Need polyweed barrier under. Rent a compactor for packing sub-base before laying down gravel. Well, I have no doubt that Justin can use a compactor. So I'm going to have him look at all these comments. I am going to have a pond. The question is where. That's the only question. I think I'm just going to, when the Bradford pear comes out, I'm going to put a willow down there because that's always going to probably be wet. And then I'll have a pond someplace else. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button on your way out, and I will see you hopefully on Wednesday at Wednesday evening at 5 o'clock. Let's change it to 5. We've been doing 6. It's a little late, so let's do 5 o'clock on Wednesday. And yeah, if I can find a willow, I'm probably going to do that. So thank you so much, and God bless you, and have a wonderful week.